Hi guys, welcome back to Sandra Urban Garden. If you ever grown squash and zucchini, you know that they take up tons of space. So today I will be showing you guys how to grow them vertically. And traditionally, squash and zucchini plants will sprawl out in all directions and often take space between 3 to 4 square feet or more per plant. So if you grow them vertically, you are lifting the vine off the ground and reducing fungal disease like powdery mildew, and also you will have improving airflow and make harvesting a lot easier and also keep your plant healthier. So whether you are growing in a small backyard or even though a raised bed like me, this method will work beautifully. And by the way, this white mark on the leaf is not disease or powdery mildew, it's just a leaf pattern. In some different varieties, they have different pattern on the leaf. As you can see, a quick look, it almost look like powdery mildew, but it actually the leaf pattern. And to grow squash and zucchini vertically, you will need a strong support system because these vines can get heavy, especially when they are loaded with fruits. So in this video, I will be using wooden stake, but you also can use cattle panel to secure with the T-post. Also, you can use bamboo teepee, a frame trellis, or even though a garden netting stretched between wooden stake. And if you plan to grow your squash and zucchini vertically, I would recommend to install the support before planting so you won't disturb the root zone. And it also gives the plant the structure to climb into the right structure from the start. But if you already planted, don't worry, you still can install a trellis or a wooden stake, but just be gentle and working around the base of the plant. Try not to disturb the root too much, and also adding the support slowly and carefully. The squash and zucchini plants can grow really tall, so no matter when you install your support, make sure it's tall enough, at least 4 to 5 feet tall, and it's strong enough to hold the weight of mature vine and fruits. So my squash and zucchini right now grow a little bit bigger, but it's not too late to grow them vertically. I'm using these wooden stake to put in the soil gently close to the base of the plant. So I prune all the bottom leaf and then I use a soft plant tie to loosely secure the main stalk to the support. But be careful not to damage the stem and continue tying the vine as it grows. So regularly check the plants and prune every side shoot or lower leaf to improve airflow and to keep the plant focused on growing upward instead of sideways. And doing this with consistent care, your squash and zucchini will climb vertically, save a lot of space, and also make your harvest a lot easier. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about planting, spacing, and growing condition, also including the fertilizer. So if you plan to grow your squash and zucchini vertically in raised bed or in ground, when planting, space your seedling between 12 to 24 inches apart. As you can see here in my raised bed, I spaced my plant about about 12 inches apart. And squash and zucchini are heavy feeders, so I always mix with organic compost, worm casting, all-purpose fertilizer into the soil at planting time because this will give them a healthy start. And when the plants are established or grow up to trellis or the stake, I usually feed them every 2 to 3 weeks with liquid fish fertilizer mixed with water. Or you can also use seaweed extract as well. And these are all natural and promoting healthy leaf growth and strong wind. And always remember to feed at the base of the plants, never on the leaf, and avoid fertilizing during the hottest part of the day. Morning and late afternoon is the best time to fertilize your plants. And another part that I want to talk about is plant health and maintenance. So one of the biggest challenge when growing squash and zucchini is to keep pests and disease in check. But growing vertically give you a head start by improving airflow and also make it easier to spot the problem early. So here are some of the most common pests that you will see, including squash bug, aphid, cucumbers beetle, and vine borer. So check underneath the leaf every few days, especially during early summer when the pest activity is at peak. And when you see the tiny egg, it usually come in cluster and underneath the leaf. Remove them by hand, or you can use the tape to pick them off. And if you have problem with aphid and beetle, you can use neem oil or insecticidal soap mixed with water. You can follow the instruction in on the bottle. And remember to always use the or spray in the morning and evening to avoid burning the leaf. And another benefit of growing vertically is to prevent fungal disease such as powdery mildew. And it is important to keep your base of the plants clean. And so make sure to remove the lower leaf, especially the one that touched the soil or look damaged. And another way that also help prevent any disease is to water at the base. Water at the base only, never water over the top of the plant. And if you can, water your plant in the morning because you want all of the leaf and the stem to have a chance to dry out throughout the day. So if you don't have time to water in the morning and you water in the evening, make sure to water it low at the base. Try your best to not splash any water to the stem and the main stalk. And if you notice white powdery spot on the leaf, you need to act quick. So I spray with a simple homemade mix of baking soda and water, and that's all I use to treat powdery mildew either on zucchini, squash, or tomatoes. So you will need 1 tablespoon of baking soda mixed with 1 gallon of water. Make sure you mix it well and spray them early morning. Do not spray them in the sun because it can cause burning the leaf. Okay, so let's talk about something that a lot of us tend to miss is pollination. So squash and zucchini have separate male and female flowers, and it one plant will produce both male and female flowers. And they need pollinators such as bees to carry pollen between them. So if you notice that your squash and zucchini not having a lot of fruit and or if the fruit is small and turn yellow and fall off, poor pollination could be the reason. And another reason that you may have poor pollination because of you don't have enough pollinators, especially when you live in an urban area. And if that case, you can try hand pollinating because hand pollinatings work really well for me. Okay, so let me show you how hand pollination works. So first you need to identify male and female flowers. Male flowers, the flowers will grow off from the skinny stem, as you can see here. And the female flowers, the flowers will grow off from the fruits. They have a fruit base. And next step, you will pick male flowers. You can use Q-tip as well if you don't want to pick the male flowers. So pick the flowers, remove the petal, and then you will find the female flowers, which is have fruit at the base, and gently get the pollen from the male flowers and gently rub around the female flowers. And the process of hand pollination is complete. And the last benefit of growing vertically is making your harvesting so much easier. So you will know when your squash and zucchini ready to harvest when they reach between 6 to 8 inches long. That's when they are the most tender. For this squash, they call a bright squash, and I love this a lot. It's so tender. So make sure to harvest them often to encourage more fruit. And don't forget, zucchini grow fast, so make sure to check daily when they start producing. All right, guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope this inspire you to growing your squash and zucchini vertically this season. And it's one of the best way to save space, grow cleaner produce, and keep your garden thriving. Thank you so much for watching.